Hello everybody, I'm back with another tutorial. I'm going to be doing a image of a dahlia, and we're going to do pink, and I'm going to show you how anybody can do this. You don't have to have an art degree, you don't have to have a projector. I'm going to show you basically how you can put this flower on top of your cake or wherever on the cake you want to do it. Okay, so first of all, as you can see, this flower is made up of petals that look like little circles. So that's the basis and the shape that we're going to be doing with this. So as you can see, they start in the middle, they go out, they're small, then they get larger, 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 all the way up. And on the ones on the bottom, you have, well, I'll show you in a minute. Let me get this going here. Okay, so I'm taking a paintbrush, and this is actually fondant. This is not buttercream. So this is fondant. I have some food color here, and since this is fondant, you use a small amount of color, complete opposite of buttercream. So I'm just going to kind of put it right in the center. I'm not going to try to make a perfect area. Anyway, I've got some pink loaded on the brush here, and I'm going to start in the center, and I'm just going to make a little circle. And then I'm going to make several little circles right in the center. And you're just basically making a small circle, and then you're making other small circles off of that circle. So this will be the center of the flower here. Get a little bit more color on my brush, and I'm going to continue to go out, and I'm making larger circles. I'm going to go out this way. That's all this is circles. So I started with a small one, and then I'm going to hook up a bunch of circles to these small circles. And it really, there's not a particular way to do it. You can do it however you want to do it. It's very simple. All you're doing is drawing a circle, and you're connecting these with other circles. So here I'm going to go out here, and kind of as you go, you get a little bit bigger, on and on like that. So you're going to just keep on connecting the circles. They're not all going to be exactly the same shape, but you know, they're still basic. So anyway, I'm going to come on over here. I'm going to continue. You're just making a circle. That's all it is. There's nothing hard about it. There's nothing that you have to project with a projector. It's just circles. So you're just connecting these, and if one of them looks a little off shape, it's really not a big deal because flower petals are all that way anyway. So, and then as I come out, I'm going to try to make, you know, a little bit bigger, and go around this way and make a little bit bigger, and keep going. And I'm just going to continue until I have it to where I think it looks good. And so that's kind of up to you. If you want to do a really large one, you can, or you can do some small ones. It's up to you. This is a really simple thing, but I'm going to show you how to make it look really nice, fairly realistic, and it's very simple. And you're just going to continue to come out here, and you're just putting more and more circles around the sides. Now this needs a little bit up here. And basically you want to do it until it gets to where it looks kind of even. And so I see some areas where I need to do a little bit more work. And just still making circles. That's all it is. Fondant is quite a lot easier to work with than buttercream, although buttercream has some advantages too. So I'll be doing more of the buttercream also. So I'm going to make this kind of a large one. So I'm just going to continue to go on out a little bit more here and bring more little petals around, because I'm going to make it kind of a big flower. And you just want to continue to make some little circles. You're just basically connecting them all together. Okay, so I'm just going to say, here we go. Got this ready, and I just smeared that. So let me show you how you get rid of a smear. You're going to wash your brush out really good. You're going to take nothing on it but water, and you're just going to, right in here where I smeared it, you're going to wet it. Take your paper towel and you gently wipe it, and it basically will wipe it all off. Sometimes you might have to do it a couple of times, but it'll come off. And that little smear on the petal is fine, because we're going to actually be doing that anyway, some work, so that's fine. Okay, so then what you're going to do, as you can see on this picture, inside the little circles, there is little darker circles inside each circle. The ones toward the bottom are lighter on the edge, dark in the middle, the bottom edge here. The ones on the top are dark in the middle, lighter on the top edge. So it just kind of flips as you're going. So that's what I'm going to show you here. So we have our petals in place. And instead of watering down the pink, I'm going to just kind of use it stronger, because it's got to be darker for the center. And I'm going to mix a little bit of red in there with it. And so flower, it's really pretty. It's a dahlia. You have these little circular petals, and so since we have them here, we've got them all drawn out. It's basically just using a circle, and you attach other circles to it, and that's all you need to do. And I'm putting a paper towel here because sometimes it's easier to put your hand on a paper towel. So what you're going to do, inside each one of these circles, I'm going to mix a little bit of pink with a little bit of red, just so I get a darker color. Inside each one of these circles, from the bottom down, you're going to make another part of a circle, and you're going to fill it in. But on just part, as you can see, I'm going up and going around. I'm leaving some of the white right there. Okay? So you don't want to go all the way to the top of it. You want to leave a little rim there, because there's a small rim where there's no color. So anyway, you're going to continue to do this. You just go around and you fill it in with the dark. It's so very simple. You're going to go up here, make a circle, and then you're going to just fill it in. Okay, that's all you're doing. It's just circles. Okay, just keep going with it. And I'm going to cut away and get some of it done, and then come right back. Okay, so let's see. I think it's not focusing. There we go. Okay. So I filled a bunch of it in, and the ones down toward the bottom, you see when I did the circle, inside the other circle, I did it like this and then filled it in toward the top. The ones on the top, I'm going to do the circle in the other way and fill it in toward the bottom, because I want to leave the outer edge of the petal up here lighter. So basically what I'm doing on this one is just the opposite of what I did on the other one. So down here I did a little circle inside the big circle, colored it in with the lighter on the bottom. At the top, I leave the lighter on the top. So, like here, I'm going to do a little circle here, and then I'm filling it in on the bottom and leaving the top lighter colored. That's just the way the petals do naturally. So that's where I'm filling that in. Just like that. Keep on going all the way till you get it done. Got all the color filled in with the pink and the red. And if you look at the picture here, you see that there's even a darker color deep inside the circle. So what you'll do in that case is I get a little bit of water on the brush, get a little bit of the red and the pink mixture, and a little bit of black in there with it. And mix it up. And so what you'll do is you'll just go kind of, make sure I don't have too much on there. What you'll do is you'll go on the inside of the petal and you just kind of tap in a little bit of the darker color. That's like just putting a shadow there, which really I need a little bit more color than that. So that's just putting a little bit of a shadow right inside that petal right there. So anyway, you take the little bit of black on the brush and you're going to put it around the bottom, or actually I guess this might be the top of each petal, like just like this one here. So you're just going to go put this in the same little circular way, and you just kind of want to blend it out just a little bit because it'll give you the look of a real petal if you do that. So on each one you're going to go in and you're going to put a little bit of the dark color and blend it out. And yes, it does take some time to do, but if you want it to look really good, that's what you have to do. So I'll take a little bit more, and then like right here, where this one, where the darker color meets the lighter color, you're going to go down a little ways and tap in some of the dark color. Normally, I would give a little bit more time for it to dry, but I just don't have that time tonight. So basically I'm just going to tap in some of the dark color. Gives it a little bit of a shadow, just like it would in a real flower, because you have the way the petal curves, then that's where you're going to get a little bit of a shadow. So that's what I'm adding here, is some darker areas where you'll have some shadowy areas here. And so you don't want any really hard lines. You rinse your brush out, you just kind of tap it in and mix it with the darker red. So you don't have any really dark, real hard lines, because you don't have that in the actual flower. As you can see, you just have some shadowing, and obviously this is going to be a little different coloring, but I mean you could even do yellow and orange, just whatever, if you like that. But you're going to continue to do it, and you're going to put in the darks, and you're going to get some really nice shadows. You can see that I have part of it done, and adding the black in makes it like a shadowed area, which makes it look more realistic. Basically, adding highlights and shadows is what makes things look realistic. So I'm going to show you really quickly how you can do this on the other parts of it. I brought it up a little bit so you can see. I'm just going to take the black, well, I got to get some more color, take it and just go around the top of the circles, just like that. And you just want to keep, just kind of brush it on. And you're going to be working quick anyway, so that's what you're doing. Around the top of the circles. Alright, now you rinse your brush out, and then you're going to just kind of blend that black line in so it just looks more natural. And you're going to just kind of let it fade out, just like that. And you're just going to kind of pull it down and pull the shadow out that's in the petal. So on all of these, that's why you just go ahead and take your brush and you just do a little mark, and then on all of them you're going to go back, and then you're going to work it out just a little bit so it looks natural. Just kind of smooth it out, and you can already see it makes a big difference. You can see that it makes a really big difference. If you look at this side and then this side, that looks much more realistic than this side does. And this is pretty much already dry, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue, because you're going to want to do it all over. You do want to put a little bit more dark just in this little area here in the center, because that's the center of the flower. Even though here it doesn't really look like it's in the center, but that's how we do in ours. So you're just going to tap in some of the darker color right in the middle, just like that. Okay, now pick up some more, and then around the curves of the little circles you just go in and put a little dark line, just like that. Just put a little line in there. All the curves, you just want to put a little line of the black. Alright, now you're going to rinse your brush, and then you're going to go back just like I did on that other one, and you're just going to kind of blend the black to make it look more realistic, because you don't want to have any hard lines. You just want to have it blending where it looks like it's realistic. So just going to keep on blending those out. And the shape of the petal too, so you can kind of bring it down a little bit. Makes it look like there's a little bit more of a shadow on there. Not any particular way you have to do it to be exact. I'm sure if you wanted to get complete photorealism, you could do that, but that's not what I'm trying to do. So anyway, you just keep going until you get it completely done with all your shadows. Just like this. And of course in the middle you got areas that are much darker anyway. So you're going to kind of just pull that around like that. And keep on putting some more in there. Just kind of go around, just make a little line all around, and then you go back and you'll smooth it anyway. Rinse that brush out. I'm going to turn this around so I can get to it a little bit easier. And I'm just going to pull the color, and you basically just blend it. You're just blending it out. Okay. Okay, you're just going to keep on going with it until you have all of them done. And then we're going to move on to the next little part. I'm going to make a little bit of a stem that just goes down. Just want to take your brush or your marker and go down just like that. Of course, mine's not exact either, so that's okay. Alright, then you can go off the side. You just want to make a leaf shape here, and then you want to do one over here, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to come up out from behind this one with a little stalk and put a little bulb, not a little bulb, a little bud is the word I'm looking for here. So I'm going to put a little stalk coming up like that. And the buds on these are just, they're round. So here again, we're going to come out this way a little bit, and you're going to just kind of make a circle like that. Make a circle. Okay, then here you're going to make a leaf. You're going to come over here, make a leaf, and you're going to do another one over here, like that. Alright, and then, so what we're going to do next is we're going to get a little bit of green and fill it in. And since this is just a circle, it's very simple. The darker area is going to be on the bottom, so I'm going to put in a little bit of green, just filling it in. Okay, it's kind of a light green, and I'm going to leave a little bit of highlight right on the upper part of it, like right there where I didn't put any color, because that is where you get to where something looks realistic or not, is in the highlighting and the shading. And so I'm leaving that open there. I'm going to get a lot more green. I'm going to go along the side over here, which is where I'm going to have a darker edge, and you blend it in. I'm going to even get a little bit more to make it even darker, and I'm going to blend that. So I'm going to wash my brush, and I'm going to kind of blend all of these colors to where they just kind of blend in really well, because you don't want any kind of a hard line on it. Okay, like that. That's your bud. Okay, I'm going to take some green, and I'm just going to put some more green into my leaf, like that. I'm going to go back, I'm going to darken up this edge here, and I'm going to get some black on there in a minute to show you that. Put some green in this leaf here. So really this is all about the circle as far as doing this one, because it's just being able to make a circle basically, and then there's a few other lines, but not that many really. Okay, so this is the little bud, and then there's the stem. It's going to come down like that. Okay, now put a little bit of black on your brush, and then you just are going to just do a little bit of work around the edge of that circle where your bud is. So you're going to just put a little bit of color in to show where it's at. And then underneath this little leaf here, I'm going to put some darker to make it look like there's a little bit of a shadow off of that leaf. Just makes it stand out a little bit better too. Okay, rinse out your brush again, and you're going to just smooth out that black just a little bit. But it's got a really nice color grade right in there. Then you have your shadow here behind this leaf on the stem. And that would actually be where you would have a little bit of a shadow. So then you can just sort of add a little bits in wherever you think you need it. Okay. It's up to you. Okay. Now, I'm going to come down to my bottom part here. I'm going to fill this in with some green. And this way you're just putting a little green in there. Nothing hard to that. Just brush it in. Mix it good. Alright, now we'll pick up some more green. And I'm going to start on my leaf. Just like we did with the bud, it's always nice to leave a little bit of a highlight. So I'm going to leave right there white. Okay, then we'll pick up some more green. Come in here, darken up a few sections. And rinse out, and then I'm going to blend it. Okay, I'm going to blend it really well. Just like that. Alright, now I'm going to get some more green and fill my other leaf in. I will leave another highlight on this one. I should have probably left it at the top. I'm going to just leave it in this, a little bit in the center. Okay, then you're going to pick up more green, and I'm going to put some in toward the bottom. So this video, this is going to be all I'm going to do on this one. You could always go back in and you could make another little flower over here with the circles. Do it exactly the same way. It would be the same thing. But as you can see, it actually makes a pretty good looking little cake topper, and all of it is basically done with circles and a few little lines. So I'm going to just show you how to put a little bit of a shadow so it makes it look like it stands out a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around here behind the bud here, and I'm just going to come out with a little bit of color on this brush, and I'm going to make a little place here where that, just so that would be throwing a shadow. I'm going to come down with it right here, just like that. That's going to just make it look like it's going to have a little shadow there behind this leaf. Just like that. And then down here, down beside the stem, just like this. And then I'm going to take some color and just kind of go out around the edges of this. Just really nothing in particular. You just want to go in and smooth it out so it looks like a shadow. Just like this all the way around it.